Bank tellers, what's the most suspicious transaction you witnessed? I'd been working at First National for 3 years when Cordelia walked in that Tuesday morning. She looked like every other suburban mom: yoga pants, oversized sunglasses, designer purse clutched tightly against her chest. But something about her made my stomach twist. Maybe it was how she kept glancing at the security cameras, or how her hands shook as she fumbled through her wallet. She approached my window with a check for $47,000, made out to cash, signed by someone named Theodore Harrington. "I need this deposited into my account immediately," she said, sliding the check across the marble counter with trembling fingers. The signature looked shaky, unnatural, like someone had traced it very slowly, concentrating on each letter. The ink seemed too fresh, too deliberate. "This is quite a large amount," I said carefully, examining the check under my desk lamp. "Do you have identification for Mr. Harrington?" Her eyes darted toward the exit, then back to me. "He's my father. He's very sick. Alzheimer's, you know. I handle all his finances now. The power of attorney paperwork is being processed." The words came out rehearsed, to practice. I'd heard this exact story before, usually from people trying to clean out elderly relatives' accounts before family members noticed the missing money. The fake tears, the urgent explanations, the convenient legal complications. "I'll need to verify this transaction with him directly," I explained, keeping my voice professional. "You absolutely cannot call him," she snapped, her composure cracking. "He gets confused easily. The doctor specifically said no stress or unexpected phone calls. Do you want to be responsible for sending an old man into cardiac arrest?" Red flags were practically screaming at me. I excused myself and walked to the back office, then called the number on Theodore's account. A frail but alert voice answered after 2 rings. "Mr. Harrington, this is Amanda from First National Bank. Someone's here trying to cash a large check from your account." Long silence. Then, "I don't have any daughter named Cordelia, and I certainly never wrote a check for that amount. Who is this person?" My heart started pounding. I returned to my window where Cordelia was pacing nervously, checking her phone every few seconds, sweat beading on her forehead despite the air conditioning. "Ma'am, there seems to be an issue with verification." Before I could finish, she grabbed the check and bolted toward the door. I immediately hit the silent alarm. Security tackled her in the parking lot before she reached her silver Honda. In her designer purse, they discovered 23 more forged checks from different elderly clients, each one perfectly crafted, plus a notebook with practice signatures and account numbers. The investigation revealed she'd been working at Sunset Manor Nursing Home for 2 years. She'd been photographing residents' signatures from intake paperwork, medical forms, and personal documents. Her scheme had netted over $200,000 from 12 different families. Money meant for medications, funeral expenses, grandchildren's college funds. During her trial, victim families packed the courtroom. One grandson stood up during impact statements and said, "She didn't just steal money, she stole my grandfather's dignity. He died thinking he'd somehow failed to provide for his family." The judge sentenced Cordelia to 8 years in federal prison. Theodore called me personally afterward to express his gratitude. He'd been quietly wondering why his account balance seemed lower than expected, but had blamed his failing memory. That experience taught me to trust my instincts completely. If something feels wrong, it usually is. Now when someone walks in with a large check and a sob story, I pay attention to the details, the way they avoid eye contact, how they answer questions, whether their story stays consistent. Last month, it happened again.